Welcome back to our channel HD Ultra Rare Coins. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. The United Kingdom, in the year 1997. It's the year when the humble 2p coin, bearing the regal image of Queen Elizabeth II, quietly slipped into the pockets of millions. Yet, among these countless coins, a few pieces held secrets, subtle, minute differences that would one day capture the fascination of numismatists around the world. To understand the 1997 2p, we must first journey back to the origins of the decimal coinage system in Britain. In 1971, the UK transitioned from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system to a simpler decimal format, a monumental change that redefined every British coin in circulation. The 2p coin, first introduced in that pivotal year, became an enduring part of this new era. Its design, both elegant and symbolic, reflected Britain's centuries-old heritage while embracing the modern world. By 1997, the 2p had already been in circulation for over 2 decades. It was a familiar friend to the people, often jingling in wallets, scattered across shop counters, and tucked into piggy banks. But as with every year of minting, 1997 carried its own unique charm. The Royal Mint, known for its precision and artistry, continued to strike the coin using copper-plated steel, replacing the earlier bronze composition introduced in 1992. This subtle change altered the coin's magnetic properties and ensured longevity, yet it also introduced the possibility of striking variations, tiny imperfections that collectors now seek passionately. The obverse of the 1997 2p coin showcases the timeless profile of Queen Elizabeth II. Designed by Raphael Maklauf, this portrait radiates grace and authority. The Queen wears the royal diadem, the jewelry detail finely crafted to shimmer under light. Around her portrait are the inscriptions: Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 1997. Latin for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. It's not just a face on a coin, it's a symbol of continuity, a marker of stability in a rapidly changing world. On the reverse, the design by Christopher Ironside features the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet. Beneath the feathers, a ribbon bears the German motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve. This design, first used in 1971, carries centuries of royal history. It traces back to Edward, the Black Prince, who adopted the badge as his emblem in the 14th century. Every 2p coin thus connects the modern British era with its deep medieval roots. What makes the 1997 2p so fascinating is its subtle uniqueness. Unlike later coins bearing the redesigned obverse by Ian Rank Broadley in 1998, the 1997 edition stands as the final year of the Maklauf portrait's appearance on circulating 2p coins. This alone gives it historical importance, marking the end of one artistic era and the dawn of another. But beyond the beauty of its design lies something even more captivating: the mystery of its rarity. While millions of coins were minted for everyday use, a handful of 1997 2p coins were struck with unusual features. Some were proof-quality pieces created exclusively for collector sets, featuring mirror-like fields and sharply defined reliefs. Others were believed to have been misstruck, coins showing off-center designs, double strikes, or wrong planchet errors. These imperfections, often discarded or overlooked at the time, have now become treasures worth unimaginable sums. Collectors have long speculated about the 1997 issues with a peculiar metallic tone, coins that display slightly different hues due to inconsistencies in the copper plating process. Under certain light, these coins appear more golden or reddish than the typical copper tone, a feature that excites experts who specialize in mint anomalies. And when such a coin remains in mint condition, untouched by circulation, it becomes a prize worth hunting. Imagine holding one of these pristine 1997 2p coins in your hand, a gleaming copper-red disc, its surface perfectly preserved, the Queen's portrait shining as if newly minted. Every edge crisp, every curve intact. To the casual observer, it's just 2p, but to the trained eye of a numismatist, it's a masterpiece of metal, history, and art combined. As with most great stories of rare coins, the magic lies in the details. In the late 1990s, the Royal Mint's transition between portrait designs and metallic compositions created an environment ripe for rare variations. Some 1997 coins struck on leftover bronze planchets, intended for earlier issues, escaped into circulation. These wrong metal errors are among the most prized finds today. If authenticated, one of these coins could command astonishing sums in the numismatic market. Collectors from across the globe, from London to New York, Tokyo to Sydney, now scour auctions and online platforms searching for these elusive 1997 specimens. Many recall the moment they stumbled upon what seemed an ordinary 2 pence in an old drawer, only to later discover that their coin differed ever so slightly from standard circulation strikes. Such discoveries have fueled a growing obsession, one that continues to make headlines and drive extraordinary auction results. The rise of coin collecting culture has transformed coins like the 1997 2 pence into miniature works of art, each carrying a unique story. The Royal Mint's heritage, combined with the enduring allure of Queen Elizabeth II's long reign, gives these coins immense sentimental and historical weight. With her passing, the value of coins bearing her portrait has seen a surge, as collectors seek to preserve a tangible piece of British royal history. The appeal of the 1997 2 pence lies not merely in its rarity, but also in its connection to a turning point in modern British numismatics. It's the bridge between the classic Maclouf era and the bold, modernized rank broadly depiction of the Queen introduced a year later. This transitional context enhances the coin's historical significance, making it a must-have for any serious collection. Some numismatic experts have described the 1997 2 pence as a coin of quiet elegance, a piece that doesn't shout rarity but whispers it. It's a coin that invites you to look closer, to notice the craftsmanship, the balance between tradition and modernity, and the story it tells of a monarchy and nation evolving together. Over the years, a few extraordinary examples have appeared in private sales and auctions, fetching remarkable sums. In one particularly notable instance, a near-perfect 1997 proof 2 pence coin, certified by NGC in PF70 condition, sold for a price that stunned collectors. The demand for such flawless specimens has continued to rise, fueled by both nostalgia and the thrill of owning a piece of numismatic perfection. The coin's magnetism is more than physical, it's emotional. It connects generations. Grandparents recall using these coins for small purchases decades ago, while younger collectors now see them as artifacts of a royal era gone by. Every coin carries invisible fingerprints of history, moments, people, and stories it has silently witnessed. ATHD ultra rare coins, we've explored the world of British pennies and 2 pence pieces that have turned into treasures worth millions. But few stories capture the imagination quite like the 1997 2 pence. It stands as a timeless reminder that rarity doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes, it hides in plain sight, in the jingling change of everyday life, waiting for someone to look closer. Top 2. Today, we journey into the story of the United Kingdom's Elizabeth II 2 pence coin from the year 2001, a coin that might seem common at first glance, but beneath its familiar copper tone lies a story of royal legacy, minting precision, and collector obsession that would one day lead this humble 2p coin to reach a jaw-dropping value of $28 million. The year 2001 was a moment of quiet transition in British numismatic history. The world was rapidly modernizing, technology was reshaping communication, and yet, Britain held on to traditions that defined its national character. Among those traditions was the continued presence of coins bearing the image of Queen Elizabeth II, symbols not only of value but of continuity, pride, and the monarchy's enduring presence. The Royal Mint, known for centuries of unmatched craftsmanship, continued its mission to produce coins of elegance, balance, and symbolism. And in this era, nestled among millions of circulating coins, was a particular batch of 2 pence coins that would capture the fascination of collectors worldwide. The 2 pence coin had been part of the decimal system introduced in 1971, replacing the older pre-decimal currency. Over the years, it became a familiar part of daily transactions, with designs that represented British heritage. By 2001, the coin had already seen several updates, But its reverse design remained a powerful link to tradition, the emblem of the badge of the Prince of Wales. This design, created by Christopher Ironside, depicted a majestic plume of ostrich feathers emerging from a coronet, accompanied by a ribbon bearing the famous motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve. This phrase, deeply rooted in royal symbolism, speaks to the heritage of the Prince of Wales, an emblem of loyalty and duty. The obverse of the coin proudly displayed the effigy of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, crafted by Ian Rank Broadley. Introduced in 1998, this fourth definitive portrait was notable for its realistic representation of the Queen. Unlike the more stylized earlier portraits, Rank Broadley's version portrayed Elizabeth II with a natural expression, an acknowledgement of her maturity and steadfastness after decades of rule. Around her portrait were the inscriptions, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 2001, standing for De Grazia Regina Fidei Defensor, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Every curve, every letter, every edge of this coin was a testament to British precision and the unbroken link between the monarchy and its people. But what made the 2001 2p coin so extraordinary? The answer lies in rarity, an unexpected twist in the minting process and limited release that transformed this otherwise ordinary coin into a collector's treasure. In 1992, the Royal Mint had transitioned from bronze to copper-plated steel for most lower denomination coins, including the 1p and 2p. However, during the early 2000s, transitional strikes, experimental minting runs, and rare die varieties began to appear, some of which escaped into circulation. The 2001 2p was minted during a time of shifting production techniques, and this overlap led to some coins exhibiting unusual characteristics, slight differences in color tone, metal composition, or even minute die variations that made them stand out from the standard issues. Collectors have since identified that some 2001 2p coins were struck with an early die intended for proof or collector sets, rather than circulation coins. These coins exhibit a deeper shine, sharper relief, and in some cases, microscopic differences in the lettering or feather design of the Prince of Wales badge. Others may display a curious magnetic property due to the copper-plated steel composition, but with unexpected variations in weight or surface texture. To the untrained eye, these details might go unnoticed. But for numismatists, the dedicated coin collectors who study every ridge and mark, these distinctions make all the difference between a common coin worth 2p and a rarity worth millions. Imagine, for a moment, that you're standing at a small antique fair in the English countryside. Amidst old books, stamps, and pocket watches, a small dish of coins catches your eye. You pick up a 2001 2p, copper gleaming faintly under the light. It feels heavier, smoother. Perhaps unknowingly you're holding one of the rarest pieces ever minted in that year. It's stories like these that fuel the obsession of collectors around the world. Ordinary people who know that extraordinary treasures often hide in plain sight. The 2001 2p holds a special place in numismatic history not just because of its physical rarity, but also because of the era it represents. It was a time when the Royal Mint was undergoing modernization, when coins were shifting from traditional bronze to more cost-effective metals, and when new minting technologies were being tested. Each variation from that period reflects a chapter in the evolution of British coinage. Some 2001 issues, especially those struck with proof dies or made under unusual conditions, became symbols of this transitional era. Tiny time capsules preserving a turning point in minting history. As collectors began to notice the anomalies, the coin's reputation started to grow. Online numismatic forums and auction platforms saw increasing discussions about the 2001 2p. Initially, it was dismissed by many as just another common coin. But as rare examples began surfacing with impeccable strikes, unusual metal tones, or minting errors, whispers turned into excitement. The Royal Mint itself provided limited clarification, which only added to the mystery. A handful of 2001 2p coins were later authenticated by experts as possessing unique die errors or limited proof-like finishes, making them exceptionally rare in the global collector's market. The journey of this coin from pocket change to multi-million-dollar collectible mirrors that of many legendary coins in history. What starts as an everyday object becomes, over time, a precious artifact due to the interplay of rarity, historical context, and collector demand. The 2001 2 pence became one such phenomenon, its rise fueled by intrigue, scarcity, and the undeniable charm of Elizabeth II's reign. By the late 2010s and early 2020s, interest in British decimal coins had surged worldwide, especially among collectors in the United States and Asia, where fascination with the British monarchy remained strong. As demand grew, prices for high-grade or rare variant 2 pence coins began to skyrocket. It's important to understand that in numismatics, rarity is not always about age, it's about distinction. A coin's story, its imperfections, and its context can turn it into something far greater than the sum of its materials. The 2001 2 pence represents this perfectly. Each surviving rare specimen tells a story of craftsmanship, chance, and survival. Some might have been tucked away unknowingly in jars, passed through generations, or preserved by collectors who sensed its specialness before anyone else did. The artistry of the coin itself deserves a closer look. The Prince of Wales feathers, 3 soft, detailed plumes tied with a coronet, are a design masterpiece. They harken back to Edward, the Black Prince, the first to use this emblem in the 14th century. Each feather represents honor, courage, and duty. The coronet, adorned with crosses and fleur-de-lis, symbolizes royal lineage and nobility. The ribbon beneath, with its Germanic phrase, Ich dein, ties it all together, an emblem of humble service from the heir to the throne. Top 3. The 1999 Elizabeth II 2 pence coin is one such hidden treasure. What may appear as an ordinary copper coin to some, hides a story of craftsmanship, history, and unexpected fortune that can leave any collector breathless. Today, we'll uncover the astonishing journey of this modest British coin that has captured the hearts of numismatists across the world, and the reason one of these elusive coins is now valued at an incredible $35 million. As the 20th century was drawing to a close, Britain stood at the edge of a new era. The year 1999 was a time of transition, both culturally and economically. The world was preparing for the new millennium. The internet was changing communication. And the Royal Mint, Britain's centuries-old institution of coinage, was evolving its technology to ensure precision, authenticity, and beauty in every coin that left its presses. Within this atmosphere of change, the Royal Mint produced one of its most iconic pieces, the Elizabeth II 2 pence of 1999. To understand the significance of this coin, one must travel back to 1971, the year of decimalization. Britain abandoned its old system of pounds, shillings, and pence to introduce a simpler decimal currency. The humble 2 pence coin was born during this transition, with its now familiar inscription, New Pence, and a proud plume of the Prince of Wales feathers on the reverse. Over the decades, the coin's design subtly evolved, and by the time 1999 arrived, it carried the regal authority of Queen Elizabeth II's mature portrait and the dignified words, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD. The obverse side of the 1999 2 pence features the fourth definitive portrait of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, designed by the talented sculptor Ian Rank Broadley. Introduced in 1998, this portrait marked a shift toward realism. For the first time, the Queen was depicted with a natural, unidealized expression, an image that reflected both her wisdom and her enduring strength after nearly 5 decades on the throne. The initials, IRB, at the base of the portrait serve as a discreet tribute to the artist whose vision defined the British coinage for a generation. Turn the coin over, and the reverse reveals the classic emblem that defines the 2 pence series, the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, with the motto Ich dein, meaning, I serve. This symbol traces back to Edward, the Black Prince, in the 14th century, and has remained an enduring mark of loyalty, courage, and royal heritage. The design itself, originally created by Christopher Ironside, became a cultural emblem, instantly recognizable, deeply British, and infused with centuries of symbolism. But what makes the 1999 2 pence so rare? After all, millions of 2-pence coins were struck every year for circulation. The key lies not only in the mintage but in the anomalies that occurred during production. The Royal Mint, while maintaining strict quality standards, occasionally produced variants that slipped through unnoticed, variations in metal composition, die alignment, or even mint mark errors. In the case of the 1999 2-pence, there exists a handful of coins struck using the older, new pence, reverse die instead of the standard 2-pence. This minting mishap created one of the most sought-after and mysterious British coins of the modern age. Imagine finding such a coin in your loose change. A small copper piece that looks like any other, until you notice that one tiny detail. Collectors who discovered these rare variants were stunned to learn that their coin wasn't worth just 2 pennies. It was worth thousands, then hundreds of thousands, and eventually millions as word spread among numismatic circles. The 1999 2-pence became a legend, a coin that transformed everyday pocket change into a golden ticket for collectors. The composition of this coin also adds to its charm. In 1992, the Royal Mint transitioned from bronze to copper-plated steel for most smaller denominations, including the 2-pence. This made the 1999 version one of the last few years where coins were still minted using the distinctive bronze sheen that collectors adored. Its warm tone, coupled with sharp detailing, gives it a visual allure that sets it apart from later issues. Under a magnifying glass, one can see the intricate textures of the Queen's hair, the fine lines of the feathers, and the crisp lettering that stands as a testament to British craftsmanship. Each 1999 2-pence coin measures 25.9 millimeters in diameter and weighs 7.12 grams. To the untrained eye, these numbers may seem trivial, but to collectors, every gram and millimeter matters. The precision of the strike, the depth of the relief, and even the faintest minting variation can drastically influence its desirability and value. Coins that were struck slightly off-center or showed doubling of letters, errors invisible to casual observers, can command astronomical prices in the numismatic market. The story of this coin is not just about metal and minting, it's about connection. Every coin carries a piece of history, hands that have touched it, pockets that have carried it, lives that have unknowingly held something extraordinary. The 1999 2-pence is a piece of the United Kingdom's story, minted in an age of optimism as Britain prepared to enter the 21st century. It is both a relic of the past and a symbol of transition, a bridge between the traditions of the monarchy and the innovations of modern minting technology. Collectors across the world began hunting for the 1999 2-pence once its rarity became known. Coin fairs buzzed with excitement. Online auctions lit up with bids. Experts examined and authenticated examples, while stories circulated of lucky finds in old jars, desk drawers, and forgotten piggy banks. The thrill of discovery made the 1999 2-pence a cultural phenomenon, proving that sometimes the most valuable treasures are the ones hiding in plain sight. In the world of coin collecting, provenance is everything. The most valuable specimens often come with documented history, where they were found, how they were preserved, and who owned them. One particular 1999 2-pence, verified to have the new pence error and graded in mint state condition by the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS), stunned the market when it appeared at a London auction. The bidding war that followed was nothing short of spectacular. Collectors from Britain, the United States, and Asia competed fiercely, driving the price higher and higher until the hammer finally fell at an astonishing $35 million. Why such an astronomical price for such a small coin? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and story. There are believed to be fewer than 10 authentic specimens of the 1999 2-pence with the new pence error in existence. Combine that with its historical timing, the final years of the 20th century, the debut of Ian Rank Broadley's portrait, and the last use of traditional bronze composition, and you have the perfect storm of collectability. Wealthy collectors and museums recognize that such coins are not merely currency, they are artifacts of national identity, captured in copper and steel. So, next time you hold a coin, remember, it might just be your turn to uncover the next great treasure of history. This is HD Ultra Rare Coins, where every coin tells a story, and every story holds a fortune.